Without any further ado, I now have the honor of inviting the esteemed Foreign Secretary to please deliver his post-event briefing. Thank you.
Thank you. My dear colleague, Secretary of the Ministry of Forest and Environment, and dear colleagues from the Sagarmatha Sambad Sachivalaya, and I see a few colleagues from my ministry and from other government offices. Dear friends from media, namaste and warm greetings. Today marks the successful conclusion of the first edition of Sagarmatha Sambad 2025, Nepal's permanent global dialogue platform. Over the past 3 days, from the opening ceremony to the 12 dynamic parallel sessions to additional sessions and the roundtable on global and regional partnership, the halls of Solti resonated with a singular message: from top of the world, we must rise together for the future of our planet. And this message was reinforced this morning with a mountain flight of dignitaries and delegates to the Himalayas, including the Mount Sagarmatha area, to observe our receding glaciers, expanding glaciers lakes, and bare mountains as reminder of the dangers that the climate change imposes on our mountains. In this context, the theme of the first edition of Climate Change, Mountains and Future Humanity was not just timely, but it was necessary. As climate impacts accelerate and trust among nations is tested, we choose the first edition of the Sagarmatha Sambad on this pressing theme for genuine dialogue, shared vulnerability, and collective responsibility. We brought together voices from the highlands to the islands, from mountain communities to the coastal nations, from policymakers to scientists, youth, civil society, and indigenous leaders. And what we witnessed was extraordinary: a convergence of knowledge, a convergence of empathy, and convergence of commitment and dedication. And let me share a few takeaways. First, mountains matter. They are the water towers of the world. The Sambad emphasized that without addressing the cryosphere crisis, including the receding glaciers, climate action is incomplete. If the glaciers die, rivers die. And if rivers die, civilizations falter. Second, the most affected must be at the center. From women speakers from coastal countries to youth climate activists from the Himalayas, we heard calls not for sympathy, but for space, support, and solidarity, and action on the ground. Third, we need finance, technology, and above all, trust. During the sessions, many delegations and panelists highlighted about the role of loss and damage fund and investment in adaptation. The Sambad did not just focus on these matters. It called for more partnership to answer them. Fourth, the dialogue is necessity. In the world that needs more dialogue and deliberations, Sagarmatha Sambad stands as a forum for discussion towards cooperation, partnerships, and collaborations. And finally, solutions are within our reach. We also discussed solutions for addressing climate change impacts. We called for cryosphere inclusion in climate processes and climate dialogues and conversations, and regional cooperation, youth leadership, and turning dialogue into action and declarations into deliverables. Solutions are indeed in our reach and capacity. If we cooperate and if we coordinate and if we trust each other, of course, solutions are within our reach. And our climate diplomacy does not stop here. We'll carry it forward. and will rather take it forward with renewed commitments and strength. And we will take this message and takeaways to the Glaciers Preservation Conference in Tajikistan, which is taking place later this month, and to the United Nations High-Level Political Forum in July, and to the 80th United Nations General Assembly in September in New York, and to the Conference of the Parties, COP30 in Brazil, and to the regional forums, and to communities, and to the people. As we stand in the closing, let me message from the top of the world echo across valleys and oceans. Dialogue leads to understanding, and understanding leads to action, and action leads to hope. Taking this into consideration, we have issued this morning at the closing ceremony Sagarmatha Call for Action, incorporating views and suggestions as well as insights expressed during the Sambad. A copy of Call for Action is already uploaded on our website, and you can get from our website readily. And finally, I thank you, our guests, delegates, youth participants, volunteers and organizers, and of course, you, media friends, both present here and following us from around the world on live, for helping amplify our message in the world. And we look forward to welcoming all the dignitaries and distinguished delegates, as well as all of you, again in Kathmandu in 2027 for the second edition of Sagarmatha Sambad, with renewed purpose and, of course, deepening partnerships. Thank you. Just few words for our Nepali audience. अहिले भर्खरै सगरमाथा संवाद समापन भएको छ। समापनको अवसरमा हामीले सगरमाथा कल फर एक्सन भन्ने घोषणापत्र जस्तो जारी गरेका छौँ, जसमा हामीले खास गरेर हिमालको विषयलाई संसारभरि उजागर गर्न खोजेका छौँ। तर यो हिमालको मात्रै विषय होइन र हिमाली भेगमा बसोबास गर्ने अथवा नेपाल जस्ता हिमाली मुलुकको मात्रै विषय होइन। यो विषयहरू त्योभन्दा तल बसोबास गर्ने र समुद्र सतहसम्मको देशहरूको यो साझा विषय हो। र जब हिमाल पग्लन्छ, हाम्रा नदी नालाहरू सुक्छन् र नदी नालामा आधारित सभ्यताहरू विस्थापित हुन सक्छन्, र त्यही हिमालहरू पग्लिँदाखेरि समुद्र सतहको उचाइ बढ्दछ र समुद्रको छेउमा रहने देशहरू विलय हुन सक्दछन् भन्ने हिसाबले हामीले चाहिँ यो हिमालदेखि समुद्र सतहसम्मको साझा विषय हो भन्ने कुरालाई जबरजस्त रूपमा उठान गर्ने र विश्व जलवायु छलफलमा त्यसलाई स्थापित गर्ने जमर्को गरेका छौँ र त्यही जमर्कोमा हामी सफल भएका छौँ। एउटा त्यो कुरा। अर्को, यो नेपालको मात्रै विषय होइन, हामी क्षेत्रीय रूपमा र विश्वमा हामी एकीकृत रूपमा हाम्रा साझा कार्ययोजनाहरू अगाडि सार्नुपर्छ भनिरहेका छौँ। त्यो कुराहरूलाई हामीले यसमा उजागर गरेका छौँ र खास गरेर कतिपय विषयहरूमा हामीले फाइनेन्सिङको कुरा भनेको हामीलाई जुन प्रकारको डेभलपिङ कन्ट्रिजलाई, खास गरेर विकासोन्मुख र अति कम विकसित मुलुकहरूलाई विश्वले आर्थिक हिसाबले, प्राविधिक हिसाबले, विज्ञानका हिसाबले सहयोग गर्नुपर्छ। त्यो सहयोग चाहिँ विश्वासमा आधारित हुनुपर्छ र हाम्रो आवश्यकतामा आधारित हुनुपर्छ। र त्यो सहयोगहरू भएन भनेदेखि हामी चाहिँ यो जुन पेरिस एग्रिमेन्टदेखि लिएर हाम्रो राष्ट्रिय कार्ययोजनाहरू छन् त्यसले परिलक्षित गरेका उद्देश्यहरू हामी हासिल गर्न सक्दैनौँ। त्यस कारणले गर्दाखेरि पनि यो खालको संवादका माध्यमबाट हामी विश्वको ध्यान आकर्षण गरेर खास गरेर आर्थिक सहयोग र प्राविधिक सहयोगहरूको अपेक्षा हामीले गरेका छौँ। अर्को कुरा हामीले के भन्यौँ भने जति पनि समाधानका विषयहरू छन् ती समाधानका विषयहरू चाहिँ अझै पनि हामीले हाम्रा घोषणापत्रहरूलाई यदि साँच्चीकै कार्यान्वयनमा लाने हो भने चाहिँ त्यो अझै पनि हामीले भनिरहेका छौँ 1.5 डिग्रीको जुन टार्गेट छ त्यो टार्गेटमा हामी बस्न सक्छौँ भनेर भनिरहेका छौँ। त्यसैले गर्दाखेरि सल्युसन्स छ, समाधान छ। त्यसैले सबैले एक अर्कालाई विश्वास गरेर हामीले यो अहिले जुन प्रकारको एमिसन्सहरू, जुन प्रकारको वायु प्रदूषणहरूदेखि लिएर अरू समस्याहरू भइरहेछन्, तिनीहरूको समाधानका लागि हामीले जे कमिटमेन्ट गरेका छौँ, हामीले जे प्रतिबद्धता गरेका छौँ, त्यसलाई चाहिँ कार्यरूपमा उतारौँ र हामी सबै मिलेर उतारौँ र त्यो भयो भनेदेखि समाधान चाहिँ अझै पनि छ भन्ने कुरालाई हामीले हाम्रो सगरमाथा कल फर एक्सनमा चाहिँ प्रतिबिम्बित गरेका छौँ र आशा गरौँ यसले दुईटा कुरा गर्यो। एउटा, नेपालको जुन प्रकारको प्रतिष्ठालाई विश्व समुदायमा अझ बढाउने, अझ उचाइमा लैजाने काम गर्यो र दोस्रो, हामीले विश्व जुन जलवायु परिवर्तनको क्षेत्रमा भइरहेको छलफलहरूमा जसरी हिमालका विषयहरू अलिकति ओझेलमा परेको हो कि भन्ने कुरा थियो, त्यसलाई चाहिँ हामी थप अझ विश्व त्यो जलवायु वातावरणको क्षेत्रमा चाहिँ हिमालको विषयलाई उठान गर्ने विषयमा नेपाल सफल भयौँ र त्यस काममा यहाँले जति सहयोग गर्नु हो त्यसको लागि हृदयदेखि नेपाल सरकारको तर्फबाट हामी चाहिँ धन्यवाद र आभार व्यक्त गर्छौँ। थ्याङ्क यू।
उहाँ हुनुहुन्थ्यो परराष्ट्र सचिव अमृत बहादुर राई। उहाँले भर्खरै सम्पन्न सगरमाथा संवादका उपलब्धिहरूको बारेमा जानकारी गराउँदै अन्त्यमा मुख्य समाचार फेरि एकपटक। काठमाडौँ घोषणापत्र जारी गर्दै सगरमाथा संवाद सम्पन्न। बिहान 24 विदेशी पाहुनालाई विमान मार्फत